Good morning, students. In the previous lecture, we had started with the amazing topic of trigonometry. So, before we continue further, let us recall because that is very important. Okay, so what we had done, we had taken a right angle triangle, right? Let me call this right angle triangle A, B, C. Okay. So we have got a right angle triangle here. Now, I told you yesterday this right angle triangle has got two acute angles. You can call it just angle C and angle A or alpha, beta, theta, whatever Greek letter. But the first things first. The side opposite to the right angle is called the hypotenuse, right? So do not forget the name. The side opposite to the right angle is called the hypotenuse. Now the remaining two sides are given names based on which angle we choose. So if we choose, yesterday we had chosen angle C, today we'll choose angle A. Okay, it makes no difference, but we'll just for a change. So if we choose angle A, then the side opposite to angle A, BC, is called the opposite side or the perpendicular side, right? Okay? Because I have chosen angle A. So if you see this angle A, this is the opposite side, and on this side is the adjacent, I should say, or the base. So this right angle has got three sides, an opposite side, an adjacent side, and a hypotenuse. Or in other terms, a perpendicular side, because I have chosen angle A, perpendicular side, base, and hypotenuse. Okay? So, yesterday we said there are three sides, so 6 ratios are possible. Okay? So let me write the ratios. What ratios I will take? Side opposite to angle A upon hypotenuse, or the side adjacent to angle A and the hypotenuse. So these are nothing but ratios. You can notice these are nothing but ratios, or the ratio of side opposite to angle A and the ratio of side adjacent to angle A. So the ratio of the opposite side and the hypotenuse, side opposite to angle and the hypotenuse, or the side adjacent to angle and the hypotenuse, or side opposite to the adjacent and the hypotenuse. So these are three. Then the hypotenuse, the ratio of the hypotenuse, the reciprocal, and the side opposite side, right? Just the opposite. Now remember, opposite means opposite to angle A, or the ratio of the hypotenuse and the side adjacent to angle A, or the ratio of the adjacent side to angle A and the opposite side. So the three sides gave us 6 ratios. Okay, so I have mentioned an angle A. Now came the naming part I told you, so we have named them. This is called sine A. Because I have taken the angle, I call it sine A. Now what does sine A mean? Actually we write only SINE in the first 3 letters. So this is sine A. Okay, right here, the whole name and the short name both. Sine A written as sine A. So now look here, sine A doesn't mean sine into A. This is not multiplication. It means sine of A. Okay? Remember this nomenclature. Sine A does not mean sine into A. It means the sine of angle A. What does sine mean? Sine means a ratio. So sine A means the sine of angle A, and sine means ratio. Ratio of what? The side opposite to the angle and the hypotenuse. So the ratio of the side opposite to the given angle and the hypotenuse is called sine. So what do you get? Sine of an angle gives a ratio. Now try to understand this. This is an angle. This is a ratio. What does it tell you? The sine of an angle equal to a ratio. And how do we have a ratio? Ratio is in the form of a rational number. Yes, it can even be an irrational number, but they are real numbers. Just now we stick to real numbers, so they can be rational or irrational numbers. Yes, right? And sine A, again I tell you. So what is sine A? Remember, A is an angle and this is a ratio. So sine is a ratio of an angle. So how is the ratio given? The sine of angle A means the ratio of the side opposite to angle A and the hypotenuse. The next one we had was called the cosine. Cosine, it is written because it is related to the sine. In what way? We'll check that later on. That we'll discuss later on, how the sine and the cosine. So now we call it cos A are related. Okay? So this is just a name. So what is sine of A means? Sine of A means ratio of the opposite side and the hypotenuse. Cosine of A or cos A means ratio of the adjacent side to the hypotenuse. Then we have tangent. Tangent of A, short form is tan of A. Tan of A is the ratio of opposite side to A and adjacent side to A. Okay, three names. Then this is called cotangent. I am writing the short form only. It is cotangent. This is tangent and it is co. So these both are related by a co. What is the co? I told you we will do later on. This is called the secant of A or the sec A, and this is called the cosec of A. So you can see sine, cosine, tangent, cotangent, secant, cosecant. And I have written 5 letters here because not to confuse with the cos. So we have now understood the ratios. Clear? So this is what you need to see. And I hope it is clear now. So sine of an angle means a ratio. So all these are called, what I told you yesterday, they are called trigonometric ratios. This is trigonometry. These 6 ratios are called trigonometric ratios. You have to learn this, the ratio of what? So sine is the ratio of opposite to hypotenuse. Cosec is the reciprocal, hypotenuse to opposite. Cos is adjacent to hypotenuse. Sec is reciprocal, hypotenuse to adjacent. Tan is the ratio of opposite side and adjacent side, and cot is the reciprocal, adjacent to the opposite. So yesterday we saw, even if the triangle becomes very big, the ratio is fixed now. When the angle is fixed, angle is fixed. You can keep on increasing this as much as you want. But the ratio of the side, okay, so let us do it and see. What I mean to say, suppose you take tan. Tan is what? AB, adjacent side upon BC. Now, I extend this further, call this B prime. I extend this further, call it C prime. Okay? So, I have extended this triangle bigger. Now, tan of this angle A again is what? The opposite side, that is B prime C prime upon AB prime. It will be the same ratio as BC upon AB. Nothing changes because they are similar triangles. So this is the birth of trigonometry, the ratios you have to see. Now we will take up a few examples. So let us begin with a first sum. Let us say it is given to us that tan of angle A, the tan is in the ratio 5 upon 12. Okay? So what does this tell you? First look at the sum. What does it tell you? Tan A is equal to 5 upon 12 means, what was tan? Tan was ratio of the opposite side to the adjacent side. Means, if you divided the length of the opposite side by the adjacent side, you would get 5 upon 12. This does not mean that the sides are 5 and 12. The sides are not 5 and 12. Do not think that the sides are 5 and 12. The ratio of that means after cutting. So let us say the sides could be, this is, let us say, 15 centimeter, and let us say this is 36 centimeter. Okay, so let us say this is 15, this is 36. So what you get? Tan of angle A, opposite side upon adjacent side, so 15 upon 36. It is what? 15 upon 36. 5 3s are, 3 5s are, 3 12s are. So you got the ratio 5 upon 12. This was an example. Now this could be just any side. We do not know. It could be any side, but the ratio remains 5 upon 12. So it could even be what? 10 upon 24. This could be 10, this could be 24. So 10 upon 24 is 5, 2 5s are, 2 12s are. So same thing. So it could be any side. So the sum given to us is now that 10A, yes, the 10 of angle A is the ratio of the opposite to adjacent side is 5:12. Find out the remaining ratios. Now there is a question here. We have got the ratios 5:12. So let me write, one side is say 5x, the opposite side is I say 5x. So if the opposite side is 5x, let the adjacent be 12x. Yes? Because the ratio is then a 5:12. So if I take this side 5x, this is 12x. So opposite side is 5x and adjacent side is 12x. Okay? 12x. Why? I have written the x because x can take any value ratio. Now 10A is opposite upon adjacent. Cot of A is the ratio of adjacent side upon the opposite side. So adjacent side is what? 12x. Opposite side is 5x. So the ratio is 12 upon 5. Very simple to remember. If 10A is 5 upon 12, cot A is 12 upon 5. Now let us find the sine of the angle A. Is the ratio of the opposite to the hypotenuse. Opposite side is 5x. The hypotenuse, well, not given. The hypotenuse is not given. So how do we find the hypotenuse? So you already know it is a right angle triangle, and exactly to find the hypotenuse we'll use the Pythagoras theorem. So the hypotenuse square AC square equal to sum of the square of the other two sides. It is AB square plus BC square. So AB is 12x, so 12x square, and opposite is 5x, so 5x square. What is 12 square x square? 144x square. 12 into 12, 144, so 5 is 25x square. And this gives us 169x square. So AC square is 169x square. So what is AC equal to? The square root, and that is 13x, because 13 square is 169. So now we have got the side is hypotenuse is 13x. And since we have the three sides, very simple now. So 5x upon 13x. So 5 upon 13. So what is cos A? Cos A is adjacent side upon hypotenuse. Adjacent side is 12x. Hypotenuse is 13x. So 12 upon 13. So we got tan, cot, sin, cos, sec. What is sec? The ratio of hypotenuse to the adjacent side. So 13x is the hypotenuse, 12x is the adjacent, 13 upon 12. And the last I will write here, the cosec of A is the ratio of hypotenuse to the opposite side. So hypotenuse is 13x, opposite side is 5x. So 13 upon 5. So what did you understand in this sum? One ratio of a triangle was given to us. So we took the ratio 5/12 as the sides opposite side, because what is 10? We have to memorize. 10 is the ratio of the opposite side and the adjacent side. So I took this as 5x, so this became 12x. By the Pythagoras theorem I found out the hypotenuse. Since I have got the three sides, I can easily find all the ratios. So what do you recall here? You have to first memorize the names. What is the sine is which ratio, cos is which ratio, tan is which ratio, cot, sec, cosec. These 6 ratios are ratios of which sides. So when one ratio is given, you will know the ratio of two sides using the Pythagoras theorem. Now sometimes the hypotenuse and this side may be given to you. So this square minus this square will be this square, you will get the three sides and find out the ratios. Right? So it's a very simple thing to do, and I hope you have clearly understood what is to be done here. Right? Let us look at the next sum. The next sum, we have got two right angles. Say P, Q, R. And A, B, C. So A, B, C. These two are right angles. Now it is mentioned to us, given to us, that sine Q equal to sine B. We have to prove angle Q equal to angle B. This is given, and this we have to understand the question first. Two right angles are given, and it is given sine Q equal to sine B. We have to prove angle Q equal to angle B. Okay. Now, if these two triangles were similar, let us say, reverse thinking, if the two triangles were similar, then these two are 90 degree. If these two angles were equal, can you see? We have to prove angle Q equal to angle B. Let us say, for example, if Q and B were equal, if they were equal, the two triangles would have been similar. So if I do the reverse thinking, if I prove these two triangles are similar, then I can prove angle B equal to angle Q. So what do I have to prove? I have to prove these two triangles are similar. Okay? Now to prove they are similar, I can have a AA axiom, but there is nothing mentioned about the angles, only we know the right angles. We have got SSS, we have got AAA or AA, that is it, and SAS, SSS, SAS, AA. So we'll start what we are given with. Sine Q equal to sine B. Now what is sine? The ratio of which sides? Sine is the ratio of the opposite side and adjacent side. So sine Q is opposite. What is opposite to Q? PR upon hypotenuse PQ. So sine Q is equal to PR upon PQ. And sine B is equal to, again the same way, opposite, ratio of the opposite and hypotenuse. Remember this you have to remember. Sine is the ratio of opposite and hypotenuse. Sine B is AC upon AB. Okay. But it is given that the ratios are equal. Means sine B equal to sine Q. So PR upon PQ equal to AC upon AB. Because they are in the same ratio, right? The ratio can be 2/3, 5/2, whatever. Let me call the ratio K. So I call this is the same ratio, let me call it K. So if PR upon PQ equal to K, then I can write PR equal to K into PQ. Did you follow this? If PR upon PQ equal to K, then PR equal to, take the PQ up, PR equal to K PQ, and if AC upon AB equal to K, then I can write AC equal to KAB. Okay. This is clear till here? We have taken the ratios. The ratios were given equal, so they are equal. What I call this ratio? I call this ratio by the name K. So PR equal to K into PQ, AC equal to K into AB. This is what I got. Okay. Now they both are right angle triangles. We got the ratio of PR and PQ, AC and AB. What about QR and BC? These are left. But anyway, now we got PR and PQ. How do we find QR? So we will use Pythagoras theorem. So this time QR square is the smaller side. So it is hypotenuse square minus this. So I should get PQ square minus PR square. Right? QR square plus PR square is PQ square. So QR square is PQ square minus PR square. So I write here PQ square. minus, what is PR I got? KPQ. PR is KPQ. So what is PR square? K square PQ square. What I got? QR square equal to PQ square minus KP square. Okay? If I take out the PQ square common, what do I get? 1 minus K square. Okay? Are you following this? What I have done? Okay? So similarly, now we move here. BC square equal to AB square minus AC square. So it is AB square minus K square AB square. So equal to AB square common 1 minus K square. Okay, so we got this both. Now let me do what is QR square upon BC square. So QR square upon BC square, and you see I did QR square upon BC square is PQ square 1 minus K square upon AB square 1 minus K square. This and this got cut. So QR square upon BC square equal to PQ square upon AB square. So I get QR upon BC equal to PQ upon AB. Okay, I cut this and I took the square root both sides. Now if I rearrange this, I get QR upon PQ. Okay, so QR upon PQ equal to BC upon AB. Remember this. QR upon PQ is BC upon AB. Or let me keep it as it is. Yes, so what have we got? The ratio. Okay, I do not need to simplify this further. Let it be as it is. Okay, till here we have got it. Is it clear till here? So by rearranging this term, I took the ratio of QR and BC. So I put these values down and I got PQ upon AB. So QR upon BC is PQ upon AB. Clear till here? Let me call it the 1 or the 2 because I have to derive the 1 here. Now look at this. What have you got here? Okay, I did it separately. The book is following the other method. I am trying my own method because maths can have many methods. I am doing my own. So here you have got PR upon PQ equal to AC upon AB equal to K. What do we have got? I write here again. PR upon PQ equal to AC upon AB equal to K ratio. So even if I interchange places, the ratio will not change, right? So I should get PR upon AC, PR upon AC equal to PQ upon AB, and this is in the ratio K because I rearrange this. So PR upon AC is K, PQ upon AB is K, but if PQ upon AB is K, then QR upon BC should also be K. You can see this by rearranging this. PR upon AC is K, PQ upon AB is K, but PQ upon AB is equal to QR upon BC, so this is also equal to K. So I can write this is equal to QR upon BC. Now look at this. PR upon AC equal to PQ upon AB equal to QR upon BC. The ratio of two sides of a triangle are equal. If the ratios are equal, then by the SSS, similarity, ratio of two triangles are equal, what we have got, we can write here that triangle PQR is similar to triangle ABC. By which criteria? By SSS similarity criteria. Okay? Because we have showed what? This ratio was K, this ratio is also K, so by SSS these two triangles are similar. And if the triangles are similar, their corresponding angles have to be equal. Right? So So the book has done this arrangement first and then got to the Pythagoras theorem. I did it differently. I first went to the Pythagoras theorem and then did the arrangement, but in either case, if sine q equal to sine b, then angle q is equal to angle b. Okay? So follow this sum very closely and repeat it one more time till you are thorough with it. So I do hope you have enjoyed today's lecture. So I have left you this homework. Okay? If sine A is 9 upon 41, the ratio is 9 upon 41. So you can imagine, you can take any triangle you want, ABC, but it should have an angle A. Okay? ABC, whatever the right angle, A should be acute angle. So in that triangle, the sine of A is given 9 by 41. You have to find the remaining trigonometric ratios, written ratios, but remaining trigonometric ratios. Second sum similar, if cot P is 60 upon 11, the ratio is 60 upon 11. In the second case, find the ratios. In the third sum, I have slightly twisted the sum. I have written, if 3 tan C equal to 4, then find the ratios. The sum is similar to like this only, but I have just changed the form. I hope you will immediately understand what you have to do here. But these three sums are of the same type. One angle is given. Yes, the ratio of the angle is given. You have to find the remaining ratios. You need to use the Pythagoras theorem, the three sides and the ratios. Do the homework and send me the photographs. So we'll end here for today. I hope you are enjoying this lecture. It is, yes, a good mental exercise. I stop here. Finish this homework as early as possible and send me the photographs.